Hi, I'm Ray from Ray of Light Yoga, and tonight we are going to do a standing practice. Let's begin coming into the middle of our mats in Dasha Shalana, which is just rotation of the joints here. We're beginning with on the top of our right foot, bringing the top of our right foot to the mat and just rolling the hip open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Neck, chin stays to the center. Just small circles with the neck one way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoulder rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And clasping the hands together, bringing the elbows together in front of us, rolling the wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And some hip circles here. Make sure to breathe in and breathe out as we do our Dasha Shalana. Beginning just small little hip circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stepping apart, the feet apart a little bit, and just swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hands on the knees, feet are close together, and then just making some knee circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for our Sarpa, our serpent, bringing our hands to our knees. And then we're just bending into the knees, rolling up, rolling the shoulders back for 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then beginning at the top of our mats, feeling all 4 corners of our yoga feet planted. Collarbones are back, shoulders are externally rotated out, hands by our sides into our Tadasana mountain pose. Slightly tucking the belly in, coming into our anatomically neutral Tadasana pose. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath here. On our next inhale, let's externally rotate the shoulders, circle, sweep them up for upward salute. 3 breaths here, eyes are on the horizon. One more breath. As we exhale, bring the hands into prayer. Feet are hip-width distance apart. We're exhaling down into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring the hands to the backs of the ankles. Knees are soft. One more breath here. Healing up for half lift, pulling the belly in. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling forward. Inhaling up for half lift again. Let's grab the elbows and separate the feet a little bit more for a ragdoll forward fold here. Just releasing the shoulders from the ears, slightly tucking the chin, and then slowly swaying back and forth for 3 breaths here in your ragdoll forward fold. Letting the outside world go. One more breath. Release those arms. Bend the knees. Bring the feet hip-width distance apart. Circle sweep up. Inhaling. Exhaling again. Forward fold. We're planting the hands. Stepping back into downward facing dog for 3 breaths here. In our downward facing dog. Shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Pedal it out. Shimmy the hips if you need to. One more breath here. On our next inhale, look between the hands, step with the right hand for warrior 1. Circle sweeping the arms up by the ears. The right knee is open. You can see your big toes over the knee. The back foot, left foot is at a 45-degree angle in our warrior 1 for 2 more breaths here, sinking into the hips. Spinning the pinky fingers in. One more breath here. On your next inhale, exhale those hands down. Bring your right foot a little closer into your center of gravity here. Circle sweeping arms up. We're stepping into warrior 3. Eyes are on the drishti. We're transferring our weight into our right foot, extending the left leg out for 3 breaths here. Last breath. Release your warrior 3. On your next inhale, stepping back into the middle of our mat, externally rotating the shoulders, circle, sweeping arms up. Exhaling down into a forward fold, or walking our hands back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Last breath. On your next inhale, spy between the hands. Step with the left foot to the top of the mat for our warrior one on the left side. Circle sweeping the arms up, sinking into the hips. Back right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Left foot is open, the left hip is open to the left side of the mat. 2 more breaths here. Last breath. And your exhale those hands down. Bring that left foot a little closer into our center of gravity. Again, we're circle sweeping our arms up. Transferring our weight into our left foot for our warrior 3. Locate your drishti on the wall or the floor, extending the right leg back for 3 breaths here. Last breath. Release your warrior 3. Back into the middle of our mat. Just taking a few spins here. Cooling the body off. Circulating air before we continue our standing practice tonight. Good job, yogis. Coming to the back of our mat. Feet are hip-width distance apart, all 4 corners of our yoga feet planted. Externally rotate the shoulders, circle, sweep arms up, inhaling. Exhaling to a forward fold. Your next inhale up in your Ardha Uttanasana. On your exhale, walk the palms forward into our downward facing dog for 3 breaths here in our Adho Mukha Shavasana. Again, pedal it out. Make your down dog yours. 1 more breath here. On your next inhale, spy between the hands. We're stepping with the right foot for warrior 2. So we're going to bring that right foot a little closer into the middle of our mat. The left foot the toes are pointed to the left side of your mat. The arch of the left foot should line up with the heel of the right foot. We're coming up into warrior 2, pressing into that front foot. 3 breaths here, strong in the arms. Last breath here. On your next inhale, bring the right forearm to the right knee, extending out into our side angle for 3 breaths here. Pushing out of that back foot. Pinky edge. Last breath here, shoulders are stacked. On your next inhale, come back into warrior 2. Grab your block. Place it by your foot. Warrior 2, straightening that front leg. bending forward with your hand, coming down onto the shin for Trikonasana, triangle pose. 3 breaths here. You can also use the block for a little bit more stability in your Trikonasana. Again, stacking the shoulders and the hips. 1 more breath here. On your next inhale, inhale back up into your warrior 2, reversing, bringing the left hand down the left leg, extending back into reverse angle. 1 breath. Your next inhale, release those hands down to the mat, come back down into our downward facing dog. Shake the head no, nod the head yes. If you need to take a child's pose here, feel free to do so. 2 more breaths. Wrapping up the next side of our standing series. Your next inhale, spine between the hands. Step with the left foot for warrior 2 on the left side. The left heel matches with the right arch. They're all in a line. Opening up the shoulders, warrior 2 here. Active in the hands. Pushing the left knee open. On your next inhale, bring that left elbow to the left knee, stacking for side angle here. 3 breaths. Last breath. Your next inhale, come back into your warrior 2, straightening that leg for triangle, reaching forward towards the front of the room, and then bringing your hand down onto your block or your shin for Trikonasana here. 3 breaths. Last breath. Inhaling back up into our warrior 2, extending back into reverse. 1 breath here. Exhaling. Back down to the mat. Back into our downward facing dog. 1 big breath here. Let your exhale bring you down into child's pose. For 5 deep belly breaths here in our child's pose. Triangling the knees and the big toes are touching in our child's pose. Finding your ease here. Last breath in your child's pose. Coming up into our tabletop. Let's come into the middle of our mat. Inhaling this knee up for deer. The right knee comes up to the side of the mat. Top of the right foot comes onto the top of the left leg, the left quad here. In our deer pose, sitting up tall. And again, if you'd like a block for your head, We're just circle sweeping arms up and then folding forward from the waist in our deer pose. If this is too much for you in deer pose, it's completely great to sit in deer pose to maintain your straight spine in your deer pose. Put your block on a higher setting. 3 more breaths in your deer pose. Make sure those sits bones are planted. Well, definitely the right one. On your next inhale, we're pushing up with our palms and then just rolling onto the right knee for our pigeon, coming into the palms. The weight is in the palms, the left leg stretched straight, stick straight out behind us, and the right quad comes out of the right hip at an angle to the long edge of your mat. The toenails of the right foot are planted in the mat, inhaling up for a straight spine, and then folding forward in our pigeon pose. Ekapada Raja Kapottanasana. 5 breaths here. Last breath, your pigeon pose. On your next inhale, let's push back into the palms, bringing that right leg back out into an Achilles stretch or a shake or both. Again, moving that block to the side and coming into our deer pose, bringing our left foot to the top of our right thigh here. Both sits bones are planted in our deer pose here. And deer is a modification of pigeon. So if you'd like to stay in deer here, that is perfectly okay instead of moving into pigeon as we will proceed next. Inhaling up for a straight spine and then rolling forward into your deer pose for 5 breaths here. Last breath. On your next inhale, push into the palms. Set your props aside. Rolling on to the left knee here. It's coming out of the side out of the hip at an angle. The top of the toenails are pressed into the mat for pigeon on the left side. Right leg is straight out behind us. Inhaling up for a straight spine here. And then rolling forward to our pigeon for 5 breaths. Send that breath into your hip. Big belly breaths. Last breath. On your next inhale, plant the palms. Bring that right knee up a little closer. Extend the left leg out for an Achilles stretch and then a shake. Rolling over our ankles as we cross them, coming onto our backs. For our legs up the wall. Pointing the feet, the toes, and flexing the feet. And bringing the knees in. And just gently rocking the low back, hip to hip. Just distributing a little synovial fluid. Next, we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together for a Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. One hand at the heart, one hand on the belly, feeling the breath. 5 breaths here. Sinking in. On your next inhale, bring the hands to the sides of the thighs and then stretch out into your Shavasana pose, yogis. Your beautiful reward for practice well done. Maybe bring a bolster underneath the legs to find a little more room in your low back. Our body cools down really quickly after practice as we come into our Shavasana, so you might want a little blanket, maybe a pillow for your head. Let's sink into our Shavasana that we all deserve, making sure that there are at least 20 inches between the feet and 10 inches between the hands and the body. Filling the belly up, exhaling everything out, sinking into your Shavasana. Thank you so much for being here with me, yogis. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.